Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Devlin, thank you for appearing. You recently wrote an article, co-wrote an article indicating that the UN has shown itself to be irrelevant on things that matter, and that in our current era, multilateralism has been overtaken by minilateral agreements between like-minded states, minilateral arrangements between like-minded states, arrangements such as the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue and AUKUS. Global Affairs Canada's Future of Diplomacy discussion paper recommends strengthening Canada's presence at the UN. Do you agree with that recommendation, and why? Or why not?
I think Canada's resources can be better put to use in specific minilateral arrangements rather than doubling down on the UN system. The UN, as we have witnessed in the past 10 to 15 years, is increasingly deadlocked, is increasingly irrelevant in terms of solving the global problems that we have. It doesn't mean that completely withdrawing or not providing resources to the United Nations, but it is about identifying where we can actually make a difference, and whether our services, our strengths are served better, our interests are served better in a minilateral setting instead of getting bogged down in the UN.
You also recommended that Canada focus its efforts internationally by withdrawing membership in certain global institutions such as the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Would you also extend that to the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank?
Absolutely, and we actually make the case in the piece that we should not be part of China's International Development Bank that is used for
and
communist
why
parties.
do you think we should withdraw from the ERBD?
The primary function of the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development is to engage in development aid that is right now mostly become either advanced level of developing countries. Our resources can very well be pointed out to other places such as Africa, for example, and engage in the infrastructure, both digital and physical infrastructure development there, rather than continue to fund what was initially formulated for a post-war European reconstruction organization.
Thank you. I have no further questions, Mr. Chair.